NANI?
Hey, you smelly bastard. Here for your daily fragrance itch? Of course you are. Well, I got exactly what you need because I have a top 10 list for you today. But it's not a top 10 summer fragrance list. It's not a top 10 date night list. It's not even a top 10 list of fragrances that'll get you 47 compliments before lunchtime. As a matter of fact, the top 10 fragrances I'm going to give you the opposite of compliments. They might get you friend zoned. Or even worse, they might get you a restraining order. I want to do something different. So today, I'm going to take you on a trip with me. Now imagine I had a lot of money. Like I'm talking about a ridiculous amount of money. And I went and I built a mansion with like 100 rooms. And each room had a fragrance that's represented what goes on in that room. I'm going to give you 10 different rooms with 10 completely different atmospheres and the fragrance to represent the atmosphere of each of one of those rooms. So let's do it. For the Conservatory, we have Creed Royal Mayfair. This is a fragrance by the House of Creed. This is the first room I'm going to take you in because I don't want to scare you too much right off the bat. We're going to jump into some really challenging fragrances, and this one is a little bit less challenging than the other ones on this list. Royal Mayfair smells like the Conservatory of a rich Englishman who drinks gin and tonic at 11 o'clock in the morning because when you're rich, it's called tradition rather than alcoholism.
Bruh.
Man, this is a complex fragrance, and I've gotten compliments for this fragrance regardless of what many say. It does garner a little bit of attention, sometimes not in a very, very good way, but a lot of times it does. For me, it is one of the fragrances I've gotten compliments on. You can see how much I've used from it. You've got gin, pine, rose, eucalyptus, cedar. This smells so aristocratic. The eucalyptus in this is not like Bengay. It's not like one of those things that you rub on your back when it hurts. I should know, because ever since I turned 30, my back has been a... This smells like a room where there's like plants everywhere, old wicker furniture, and all of a sudden your grandma walks in wearing a very loud rose fragrance. But in a good way. The next one is the breakfast salon, because when you're rich as hell, why not have a room for every meal? And the breakfast salon is this one, Ramad Earthy by Arabiyat Prestige. So now we walk into the breakfast salon and somebody lost their damn mind. Ramad Earthy gives you honey, cardamom, davana, cappuccino, patchouli, all mixed together. It's complex, it's hard to swallow, it's gourmand in a not very delicious way, but this is precisely why it's interesting. This is a breakfast room with some sunlight coming through the windows, coffee, very strong Arabic coffee, brewing on the stove, and an Arabian uncle sitting in the corner wearing entirely too much perfume. I'm talking Middle Eastern, oody, stanky perfume. He orders breakfast because you're his rich nephew, and he's bringing that tray of fruit, honey, apricot, cappuccino, holds the tray, spills it all over himself, smells it, and is like, yeah, put that in a bottle. I would definitely have breakfast here. Next, we have the Spice Kitchen, and for the Spice Kitchen, we have Theo Cabanel's Barkhane, or Barkhane, I don't know. Barkhane has bergamot and geranium, but then it also has cumin, myrrh, cistus, and curry. Yes, curry. Curry, this thing sounds like something you should be seasoning chicken with, not spraying on your neck. But that's what also makes this one fascinating. It has this dusty, dry, sandy character. It is a Middle Eastern fragrance after all. Imagine an old warm kitchen and there's jars of spices, herbs hanging from like a cable or something, incense burning in the background, a Middle Eastern kitchen. But this isn't gourmand. Ain't nobody making no cookies here. Next we have the library, and the library fragrance is Noir Exquis by L'Artisan Parfumeur. Every mansion needs a library. This thing has marron glacé, chestnut, a little bit of walnut, like kind of coffee note with sandalwood woodiness, chocolatiness, and it's beautiful. But there's also this vibe in here that smells kind of like a library, like books. Dark wooden shelves, leather chairs, coffee right beside you, something sweet nearby. And you're on the same page for the last 20 minutes because you're fixating on how good this room smells. Yeah, it's gourmand, but it's not cupcakey pastry gourmand. It's gourmand in a way where a man is sitting in a library reading a book. There's chestnuts roasting on a fire somewhere in the library because you're rich as when you have a fireplace in the library, of course. Leave me alone, I'm in the library. Next is the smoke room, and I could have chosen a smoky tobacco fragrance, but this is my video and I don't want to do that. Instead, I chose Avant Garde by Lanvin, one of my favorite fragrances of all time. Sadly though, it's discontinued. It's like Lanvin looked at the mainstream men's fragrance market and said, you know what, let's not give him some ambroxan and vanilla. Give him beeswax and tobacco. and that's why it's discontinued. Man, a criminally underrated, underhyped fragrance. If it got a little bit more hype, people would still have it around today. Oh, black pepper, juniper, cardamom, tobacco, benzoin. Man, this is so good. It has an interesting beeswax note in here that you don't get in many fragrances. It's honey, but it's a waxy kind of honey. The benzoin isn't overbearing. You can imagine a room with some nice wooden furniture, a humidifier right in the corner with the highest quality cigars in there, and you're wearing a nice benzoin-y kind of juniper cardamom fragrance. You have some toast with some black pepper and thyme sprinkled over it. This is artistic. This is so beautiful. And I'm so lucky to get a bottle because this dropped on discounters about 3-4 years ago when it had been dead for years before that. And I copped one. You can check and see if you find it. If you do, please cop one of these, especially if you get it for like 70, 80 bucks. Very much worth the price. Next one is the Secret Greenhouse. Hey, yeah, boy. And we have Hindu Kush by Mancera for that one. This is one of the older bottles that still has the screw top. I'm scared to spray this because I might get a restraining order from my wife. But hey, anything for you guys. Woo! Now let's imagine that this rich guy loves his pot. He has a greenhouse in his mansion and he definitely doesn't mention it to the police. Because Hindu Kush opens with a note of cannabis. Yes, cannabis. But don't expect to smell like someone's bedroom after a frat party and the party was taken back to your dorm. You know what I'm talking about, you dirty boy. It's darker, it's greener, it's resinous, it's woody, it's deep, it's kind of sweet. Imagine humid soil and thick leaves, dark wooden benches, plants growing everywhere. You open the door and it immediately hits you, but you're wearing a nice kind of benzoin-y sweet fragrance. Plants growing everywhere. Plants. You open the door and you immediately think, you know what? This is none of my business. And you leave. This is what this smells like. Next one is my favorite room conceptually. And for this one, I chose Timbuktu, again by L'Artisan Parfumeur. This is a crazy fragrance. Yeah. The notes don't make sense. This one brings you mango, papyrus, incense, myrrh, vetiver, cardamom. It just doesn't make sense. It sounds like these notes don't go together. But man, you know what? It kind of does. You really do get that green mango scent in the beginning. You get that vetiver. You get some kind of dry, papery goodness from the papyrus probably. Vetiver in here is very pronounced. The frankincense and the cardamom are kind of in the background, giving it a little bit of spicy smokiness, but it smells awesome. Imagine like maps on the wall, dirty papyrus maps on the table. You have a globe sitting right there. There's incense burning in the background, and there's a suitcase that's been to like 50 different countries. And the guy's just sitting there at his table, looking at his pictures, rolling his globe. This one is crazy. You gotta try this one. Really good. Sample before you buy any of these fragrances. They're all quite challenging, but if you start to get really into perfumery, you'll start to appreciate things like this. Timbuktu by L'Artisan Parfumeur. Next one is the Cellar, where all the good stuff is, and for this one, I have Bonne Chauffe by Frapin. Look, Frapin is an ancient French distillery house, whiskey house. They used to make, and I think still makes, some of the best booze that you've tried. This one smells like it. It's absolutely astounding. But it's not just booze, it's Havana, it's plum, it's Madagascar vanilla, it's pepper, benzoin, Java vetiver, whiskey. There is whiskey in this. You cannot tell me that there is not a whiskey note right off the bat as soon as you spray it. And the strangest note in this one is bran. Yes, bran, the stuff that they used to make liquor. But it works here because it gives this dry, grainy kind of texture to the fragrance. It combines with all of those other notes, with the fruitiness of the plum, the booziness of the whiskey. It gives it this dry kind of grain-like texture and boozy warmth. It's... I can't stop smelling it, so I'm going to just throw away the tester strip. This is amazing. One of the best fragrances in my collection. I love sniffing this every now and again just to get that scent. It really paints a picture. It's one of those fragrances that absolutely paints a picture, and you should try it out. Frapin's Bonne Chauffe. Now we're going to the garage, but what kind of rich guy doesn't have a garage full of whips? For this one, we have John Vervato's Dark Rebel. Yeah, not a clean garage at all. I'm talking about an old motorcycle, leather jacket hanging on a hook, tools everywhere, a half-finished bottle of rum that's pouring out onto the ground. This fragrance is rough around the edges. It's not something that you just pick up and wear because you want to be accepted by the masses. It makes you edgy. It makes you kind of goth or emo.
Cut my life into pieces.
It's rough around the edges, but it also has this little bit of boozy sweetness in there that sets it apart. There's a dark black leather kind of note in here. It smells like machinery. Dark Rebel smells like you want to put on a fragrance, but you don't care what anyone else thinks. This is a bad boy fragrance if there was ever one, and it's cheap on discounter, so you can check it out. Buy a full bottle blindly, it doesn't matter. It's not going to set you back more than 40-50 bucks.
J'espère que vous allez bien.
But the quality, the scent profile, niche. Dark Rebel by John Varvatos. Last but not least, I have to feature this fragrance because it hasn't gotten any hype since it came out, and in my opinion, it's one of the better ones from the line. And this one is Amouage Reasons. I only have a small sample because it's so darn expensive, and I'm not looking to buy a full bottle of this. It might set me back about 500 bucks, and I'm not ready for that. And the next room that this represents is the chapel. Whew. Now, you've heard me say this before. I always tell you guys, Christ is Lord, peace at the end of every video. I'm a spiritual person, and this guy who owns this mansion is also somewhat of a spiritual person as well when he's not in his greenhouse or his distillery or cussing off his mechanic. Because after all those things, you gotta get right with God. Now I'm talking about a private chapel. This is a private chapel. Bertrand Duchefort built this chapel. In this one, there's Divana, there's Hazelnut, there's Palo Santo, which I really like, Cypriol, myrrh, black pepper. The most you get from this, in my opinion, you get that Palo Santo with this frankincense, the myrrh, and the black pepper, giving it that spiciness. It smells like a chapel, but in a very good way. Not in the way that when you walk into the building, there's only this incense in the background. It's a lot more. It's like the wooden pews that you're smelling, the myrrh and the incense burning in the background. There's spiciness. You have a very high quality black pepper perfume on with a little bit of hazelnut, a little bit of Divana. Divana is a note that Amouage loves and has put in almost all of the fragrances in this collection. It smells contemplative, not necessarily religious, but definitely contemplative and ceremonial. It's luxurious. It's not something that you put on every single day just to go to the bank. Low light, old wooden benches, Palo Santo burning, resins and incense and myrrh and smoke burning in the air. Oh man, absolute silence. Banger. So this is my fragrance mansion of horrors. I hope you enjoyed it. 10 rooms, 10 fragrances, and apparently several building code violations.
Because you'd be in jail.
But this is what I love about fragrance. This is why I collect fragrances. I don't do it just to smell good all the time. Yes, it's a big part of it. It's a part that we enjoy a lot. But I also like to collect fragrances that kind of make you think a little, jog your imagination, make you picture yourself in a different place, in a different time, or invoke a memory that you have, because that's what fragrance does. It creates architecture. It can create a temperature. It can create light or darkness. Now I want to know, which one of these rooms would you be eager to visit, and which one, of course, are you absolutely not going into? Leave it in the comments. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Share this video, like it so that you can support the algorithm. My name is Hannibal. This is Magnificence. Thank you for watching. Remember, Christ is Lord, and peace.